what's up, YouTube? So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Raiders' defense before we have to play against them. Now, I think we're probably going to really struggle. I mean, their defense is really good. Our offensive line is terrible. Receivers had some really hard times catching the ball. Once again, we're going to be watching the Steelers here because that is our most recent opponent. And I honestly think that the Steelers kind of match up pretty decently to us. We don't have a Najee Harris for sure, and I don't think we have a Ben Roethlisberger. But we both have really bad offensive linemen. And so, running success is going to be very questionable. Pass protection is going to be very questionable. We both have receivers that like to drop the football a lot. So I think it's probably a good way of looking at film right now. Plus, it just worked out that they played the Bills and then the Raiders. So it kind of worked out that way these first couple games. So, let's go ahead and get into it. We got Claypool in motion. This is something that we like to do. We do like to put our players in motion. We usually do it with our more speedy guys, which, to be fair, I guess Claypool is one of their faster receivers. But if this was us, we would do it with like a Deontay Johnson. He'd be more of like their Devontae Parker if we were doing direct comparisons. Max Crosby definitely scares me, though. So they're rushing 4 here. Yep. Which, I mean, they are a 4-3 team, so that makes sense. But the Raiders don't usually have to blitz a whole lot. And I definitely don't think they will have to against us. Again, get a guy in motion. This helps show if they're in zone or man. Like I said, we definitely do not have a Najee Harris on the team. But this is one thing, too. Max Crosby is their biggest threat, in my opinion, especially with how bad our offensive line is. And they do put him in different places on the defensive line. They move him at both end spots. Sometimes they'll even move him inside to 3-tech. So we'll have to kind of deal with that a little bit. I'm not sure if they'll do it in this game or if they'll do it against us. But I'm sure they'll move him, at least to the different edge spots. But very, very good player. Yeah, they just swarmed there. We're going to have a hard time stopping that defensive line. And as of now, I doubt Tua's playing. I haven't gotten the full report yet because I'm kind of watching a lot of this film kind of back to back. But either way, I don't think it really matters too much if it's Brissett or Tua as far as the game plan here goes because the offensive line is still what it is. They're playing off a little bit here. They're playing quite a bit of zone. And yeah, they're not blitzing a whole lot, but they're not having to. They're having success just rushing their 4 guys, which is pretty similar to what we faced with the Bills, and our offense really struggled there. Now Brissett was able to do some things like this last night too, or not last night, but Sunday. But and we had quite a few of that. We had quite a few drops as well. Like I said, the Steelers kind of match up to us pretty decently. The Raiders do like to do some things with their safeties as well. We can't always see the safeties with broadcast view because unfortunately I'm still having to use that. But they do like to move their safeties around and swap them out and stuff like that. So that is something we will have to deal with. Also pretty similar to what we faced in Buffalo. In fact, I think when I was scouting the Bills, I think I even mentioned the Raiders when I was talking about it because it reminded me of the Raiders defense from last year. The Chiefs like to do that too. So once again, just rushing 4. They're giving the receivers a lot of space. Doing a lot of cover 3. Again, pretty similar to the Bills. And they do a lot of single high and 2 deep safeties. They do open field. They do middle field open and middle field close is what I meant to say. Yeah, we don't have a Najee. But Gaskin can gouge you sometimes too. What did the Steelers do here? So they know their offensive line is terrible too. They're all dying. I don't know how the hell this happened. See, their offensive line is collapsing as well. Don't be shocked if we see this. Brissett or Tua. Probably Brissett. I mean, Tua's ribs look pretty fucked. So I'm just going to assume Brissett. But if not, the same thing with Tua. They're going to have to get on the move. Or hopefully we get some bootlegs, get them moving. They're going to have to make some throws on the move. Make quick decisions. Get rid of the ball fast. Hopefully get some yak. Hopefully we don't get too many of these situations. Similar to the Steelers, our strength is our defense. So we need to not fuck over our defense like we did against the Bills. We had a lot of turnovers, a lot of drop passes, a lot of penalties. The defense tried to gift us good field position, and we kept fucking it up. So we have to prevent that. If you have to throw it away and get our defense in a better position, absolutely do that. Play field position as much as you can. These are just the types of things we're going to have to do. Now they are pressing here. But they're still just rushing 4. Look for them to do that to us too. But the Raiders are willing to give up some of these underneath passes because they are pretty good at tackling. They're pretty confident in their ability to get back there and make a tackle before you get too much yak. So hopefully we can make some guys miss. Look for this too, where they're going to be pressing and then they're going to back up last minute to reveal that they are in fact and still in cover 3. If you look at the corner with the way he's facing, if this was actually man coverage, he probably would have flipped his hips the other way and tried to press the receiver to try to go more toward the sideline. This makes it a harder throw for Ben because he has to squeeze it between the defender and the sideline if he wants a completion. But if it's zone, he's going to look more toward the middle because that's the direction he wants to push the receiver because that's where his help is at. So look for that as well. And if they're going to run a lot of cover 3, then a lot of quick outs and stuff like that. Attack the flats as much as possible. I don't see us being able to run the ball too effectively, but at least not consistently. We might have a couple spark runs from Gaskin like we usually do, but that's probably going to be about it. Yeah, not much here. So it's 3rd and 8. Now they're bringing more people in the box. They're doing man coverage. They look like they are willing to do some man blitzes as well. And see what I mean? Now that it's man coverage, this is what I was talking about earlier, right? You see how the corner is turning his hips and he's now facing the outside. This is to try to, I think that's Claypool. This is to forced Claypool to be more toward the sideline. So now this is a harder throw for Ben. Now, that's not the direction he's going. He's going for a screen, but it's still the principle, and this shows off what I was talking about earlier. Hopefully we can get some yak like that. We do have guys for that, for sure. Yeah, Crosby was just murdering that offensive line. He can defeat with his hand. He's got a decent spin move. Strong. Has a good swim. Like he just a really good player. And hopefully we don't have drops like that as well. Devontae Parker dropped a pretty big one. Pretty similar to that against the Bills. I know it's not an easy catch, but we're going to have to make those. So that just is what that is. So schematically, the defense is still pretty similar to what they were last year. Not much has changed in that regard. And Tua kind of struggled against the Raiders defense last year too. If you remember, Ryan Fitzpatrick had to come in at the end of the game. Marching 4 again. Playing pretty good coverage as well. Pittsburgh also really doesn't have any route runners. More cover 3. So they do a lot of single high safety looks. And similar to the Bills, sometimes they'll make it look like it's 2 deep safeties, but one of them will actually crash down and either be a robber or a thief or whatever. So just kind of look for that. Throw from Ben. You have to have a couple of those too. Let's see how they are in the red zone. Still playing off a little bit. They do some press coverage, but they do play off more often than not. A lot of cover 3. Keeping the safety back. Plugging up the run. They do respond to the run pretty well. They're pretty disciplined in that regard. So that's going to be pretty tough to deal with. Like I said, schematically, there's not a whole lot different. We'll watch a little bit more. But I think we've pretty much got an idea of what we're looking at. All right. I'm gonna just call it there. Anyway, like I said, I think they do a lot of cover 3. They do some cover 2, so look out for that. They'll disguise what their safeties are doing. They'll move them around a little bit. They'll make it look like their corners are doing press man coverage when they're actually gonna bail out last second and do cover 3. But sometimes they actually do press man coverage, especially in like 3rd and long situations where they're gonna bring pressure. But they rush 4 more often than not. They don't do a whole lot of blitzes. Actually, Buffalo blitzes more than I expected, but for the most part, they were rushing 4. And I don't think they're going to have to do a whole lot more than that. As you've seen, they were quite successful against the Steelers, getting pass rush, even when they were just rushing 4. And I wouldn't be shocked if that's the same against us, just because of our offensive line being as bad as they are. Like I said, with cover 3, your out routes, like attacking the flats, is going to be the most effective thing. So just kind of look for that. That's going to be the best bet, and just try to get some yak. A lot of the underneath stuff is going to be there, but trying to go deep against it is going to be kind of tough. Now, you might be able to trick the deep safety and end up with some one-on-one situations if you want to try to make a big play. Kind of let like Devontae Parker or Mac Hollins or something like that go up for a big ball. You can definitely do some stuff like that. Set them up where it's just a one-on-one if you want to try those things. But I think attacking the flat is going to be the best bet. But yeah. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, appreciate you hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. So pretty much every YouTuber on this platform is pretty much doing ads like this. YouTube's ad revenue is broken. It doesn't really pay well anymore, so we have to look to outside sources to make our income. And if you like what I'm doing and you want to support me, I would greatly appreciate you going over to my Patreon. It doesn't take much. Just $1 a month would really help me out quite a bit and continue to help me be able to put out these videos, because I put a lot of time and effort into it, especially during draft season, watching the film and everything like that. So I would greatly appreciate you guys going to check out my Patreon. It is Anime Dolphin, no capitalization. The link to it will be in the description of this video and pretty much every video moving forward. So yeah, if you want to help support me, that'd be greatly appreciated. There's multiple different tiers. It's all explained well on my Patreon account. And if you want to check that out, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.